Well, hello everyone. Today I have an ACER monitor that's having some issues. I'm going to get this plugged in here and we can see what's going on. So, got it plugged in. Go to turn it on and let's see. You can see that it's all like flashing and flickering. I don't know if you can see that on camera. Anyway, it's got some problems, so we are going to fix it. I'll show you what's going on here. This, by the way, is an ACER AL1916W monitor. And we got to get this opened up. So I'm going to get my screwdriver here. First thing we got to do is get this pedestal off. 4 screws to do that. Now, I've done quite a few of these monitors before, and this is the first time that I have seen so many screws in a monitor. This one, once I get this pedestal off, I'll show you. So that aside, we have 9 screws here. 4 here, 4 here, and 1 right here. And this is just... it just boggles my mind that they put so many screws in this just to open it up. Every other monitor I have opened up, once I get the pedestal off, has no screws to pull apart. But, you know, we always need more reasons to hate ACER. Now, while I'm taking this apart, what I'm suspecting, there's something very, very common that happens with all of these computer monitors. Even televisions have this problem every now and then. On the power supply over here, there's going to be a power supply over here and then a decoder board on this side. On the power supply board, capacitors go bad, and I'll show you that once we get this open. Yeah, we can flip this over. An easy way to get these pulled apart is if you just grab right here and twist back. These little snaps tend to just come apart. There we go. And you can kind of just work around the edges. Sometimes it gets a little sticky. There we go. And it sounds like you're breaking stuff, but usually you're not. I say usually, sometimes I have, and well, you just deal with it. But it all goes back together just fine. I'm going to set that on the floor here. Now, here, for one, we also have more screws. This cable right here, if you can get it off without breaking it, without too much force, pull that off. That's going to be the LVDS cable. However, this is the second time I've had this open. I tried to do this video before and realized one of my cameras was not recording, so I've had to start all over again. So we're just going to be really careful with that cable. These wires on this side, once I get these little things off, these are the backlight. These are very, very high voltage. That's for the backlight. Then we're going to pull this out of here. It just has little clips. There we go. Now we can swing this up. Put some underneath here. Now this is going to be the power supply board, and this is the decoder board. Right here we have 4 screws. This is standard on everything, so that we can't hate ACER for. Do remember where all of these screws are coming out of. Like I said, I've done a lot of these. I tend to know exactly where things are going. So that's power supply board loose. This cable right here supplies power for that. However, we're going to need to loosen this up. Let me get these 2 screws out. Lift that just a little bit, and that just comes right out. Last part of this, if you can see, there's a little tab here. And we just kind of pry up, and then, sorry, you probably can't see this on camera, but then your power supply board lifts out, and that's what we're going to work with. So all of this can be set aside. And here we go. Oh yeah, definitely. So these capacitors right here are bad for sure. This one's leaked, this one's leaked. There's some brown stuff on there. They're bulging. I don't know how well that's coming up on camera. These are going to be your output filter caps, and they need to be replaced. And let's see, values. This is a 10 volt, 1000 microfarad, 470 microfarad, 10 volt, 470. Yeah. So these 4 are all the same. That one's different. Now I happen to know that I do not have these on hand. I'm going to have to order some new ones. So I'm going to cut the video here, and then I will order some new ones, and when those come in, we will continue on with this repair. Alright, so it's been a couple days, and my replacement capacitors have come in the mail. These ones right here, I'm going to replace with, these are Panasonic capacitors. This one's a Nichicon. Replaced all these crappy capacitors in the board already. Now these 2 over here, they're not bad, but I'm going to replace them anyway because it's the same crappy brand over here. So let's go ahead and get started on this. Got my soldering iron, got a little bit of solder over here. Now to do this, I'm going to just replace one of these on camera. Save some time. I'll do all the other ones off camera, and we'll come back once I've got it done. But so to start off, we're just going to flow some fresh new solder on there just to make these a little bit easier to work with. Now when I unsolder these, I will pick a leg and pull against that leg and slip it out. And we go with the other side. And that's out. Now, take a little bit of solder wick and clean up that pad, that hole. No, it's not very clean. This is just sucking up some of the solder so that I can fit a new capacitor in there. Now we got to be careful about which side is positive and which side is negative. So right here we've got this side marks the negative. Let me get that on camera here and in focus. Okay, so this side right here marks the negative, and you look at the capacitor, there's a negative band there, so that will slip in just like so. And that's it there. Tack on a little bit of solder there. Make sure that's sitting flush and straight. Same on the other side. And that capacitor is in. Last thing to do, clip the leads. And then you repeat for all the rest of the capacitors, which I am now going to pause and just finish that off on the rest of this board. Alright, and all the caps are placed. Just wanted to show you before I throw it back into the monitor and get it all back together. So those are nice, shiny, new, better quality capacitors. Those should last a little bit longer. So let me get stuff out of the way here. I'll get it put back together. I'm not going to bore you putting it back together. It goes back together the opposite way that it came apart. So yeah, if you forgot how to put it back together, sorry. Good luck. Alright, and finishing up the last screws here. Now, let's get that over here. I've got a VGA cable plugged into my laptop to test this. Now, moment of truth. Give it power. And let's see. Oh, I see a logo. And there we go. There's a successful repair of that monitor. Again, that's the AL1916W. Again, like I said earlier, these capacitors tend to just fail in motherboards. Not motherboards. Computer monitors. Computer monitors. Yeah, if you liked that, if it was helpful, please let me know. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in another